Hello, hi, namaste. This is Surabhi, your master teacher of chemistry at Vedanta. Welcome to a very important session. Yes, so today I'll be telling you about the 15 most important reactions to ACA board. Yes. Before you ask, ma'am, CBSE, ICSE, this is for both. Okay, so we have just combined and brought out the 15 most important reactions, so which are very helpful. So make sure you have practiced them well and you know all the kind of reactions which are related to the ones which I'll be telling you now. Ready? But before that, if you have for the first time, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Share this video with your friends as well. Thanks in advance. Okay. But if you want to take a pro subscription, the link is available in the description and in the pinned comment. So do not forget to use the coupon code SURPRO if you want additional discount. If you are wondering why should I take up this pro subscription, because you will get to attend unlimited live classes even if you couldn't attend one, so you can always watch the replay, still play the quiz and be on the leaderboard. You will, after every session, assignments will be shared with you. You will get the handwritten notes of master teachers. Then the progress report will be sent to you regularly. In class doubt solving will be there, which is very important. Imagine more than one teacher in a session to solve or to make sure that all of your doubts are being resolved. That is very important for a student. Along with that, you will be getting some nice bonuses like free micro courses and crash courses. Yes, absolutely free. More classes, lesser price. So use the coupon code SURPRO for additional discount. Now coming to our main topic, 15 most important chemical reactions to ACA boards. Ready? I'm not going to show you the list, I have it, but we'll just jump to the next slide, and then after that, at the end, I'll show you the list. Okay? Don't see. So the first one is reaction of metals with acids. So you might have, we have started solving question paper, and for ICSE we will be starting very soon. This one question will be there. Have you observed like which gas is evolved or how will you test that gas? It's always related to an acid plus metal. This is very important, the general reaction. Okay, I'm not saying they will ask you zinc plus H2SO4 only. No. So this is just an example. Okay, the general reaction is acid plus metal, you will get salt plus hydrogen gas. And how will you identify the gas? So if it burns with pop sound, then of course it is hydrogen gas. That is the first reaction. Reaction of metals with acids, salt and hydrogen gas will be formed. There are metals like copper, it won't react with HCl because of the reactivity difference. Okay. Next is displacement reaction. So this is also important. They'll just maybe this will be asked as an activity. Okay, the student conducted this experiment. They added these solutions and they used metal. So what happens? What do you observe? Or answer the following questions based on the activity. Those kind of questions could be asked based on displacement reaction, the set of test tubes and different solutions. So it is very important to answer this kind of the questions related to this particular reaction. You should know the reactivity series. Okay, so always a metal which is more reactive can displace a metal from its salt solution. So here metal A plus salt solution B, so you are getting salt solution of A plus metal B because this metal B is less reactive than A. If you see here, you have blue copper sulfate. This is purple, right? Yeah, but still it is blue. Blue copper sulfate before, but after adding the iron nail, because iron is more reactive than copper, so it has displaced and there is iron sulfate and there will be deposition of copper on the iron nail. This is an example of displacement reaction. So we have given more examples, but what I would want you to do is I want you to understand what is happening in a reaction. Just don't mug it up. Okay, Fe plus CuSO4, Fe plus CuSO4. If you know the concept, okay. Now, if they have asked what happens when zinc is added to copper sulfate, will the reaction take place or not? So if you know which is more reactive between zinc and copper, you can aram se answer that kind of question, right? So don't just mug up or just practice the reactions. Try to understand the concept. Next is double displacement. So here they'll ask about the precipitate, or they directly just give. They will just give. Okay. So what happens when sodium sulfate is added to barium chloride? So there will be exchange of ions and formation of barium sulfate and NaCl. So double displacement reaction में क्या होगा? Generally, usually precipitate will be formed. Decomposition. It is again important because these reactions are carried out by different energy sources like heat energy, light energy, and then electricity. So this is something they can ask, right? They can ask you in different ways. For example, the application of decomposition reaction. So they can ask you in any way, but you should be thorough with the concept. Okay, so you have FeSO4. What exactly is a decomposition reaction? So a reaction in which one reactant is being broken down into simpler substances. That is what is a decomposition reaction. And as it is something, it's basically decomposing. You have to kind of supply energy to carry out that reaction. Of course, there are decomposition reactions which are exothermic as well, but most of them are endothermic. So this is FeSO4, ferrous sulfate. What will you get? You will get ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, and we have calcium carbonate. You will get calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Important. So this is lead nitrate ka decomposition reaction, where you will get lead oxide and then nitrogen dioxide, oxygen will be formed. You know how important it is, right? Redox reaction, yes. So maybe they will ask you about the, okay, why is plus here, it's here. Okay, identify the reductant, identify the oxidant. What is happening here? Is this a redox reaction? Give some examples of redox reaction. Anyway, but generally they will ask you to balance it or identify the reductant or oxidant. So unless and until you are not sure about what is happening in a reaction, obviously you won't be able to explain it properly, right? Here you have Fe2O3 plus 3CO, Fe3CO2. So we know how to define oxidation and reduction. So on that basis, I want you to identify first which reactant is undergoing reduction and oxidation. Okay, once you know that, reduction, okay, this is getting reduced, so this will act as an oxidizing agent. Bus, this carbon monoxide is getting oxidized. Why? Because there is addition of oxygen. Here no, loss of oxygen, so obviously it is reduction. And if this is undergoing oxidation, this will be acting as a reducing agent. Done? No? So but you should know how to identify which reactant is undergoing reduction and oxidation. Once you know, ho jayega. So tell me, MnO2 to MnCl2, what is happening? HCl to Cl2. Think? You're answering no in the chat section? Very good. Next is neutralization reaction. So acid plus base, you will get salt plus water. And based on that, you have types of salts, right? We have acidic salt, neutral salt, basic salt. That is also something you should know, because they might ask you, okay, from which acid and base it has been derived from. How do you say it is a weak acid? Important. Heating of baking soda. It's a very, very important reaction. So NaHCO3, they might ask you about the formation of NaHCO3, but general question will be, they might ask you, okay, why NaHCO3 is used in making pakoras or in baking. Write the chemical equation. They might directly ask you or indirectly ask you this equation. This reaction is important. Heating of baking soda. So sodium hydrogen carbonate, when you heat it, you are getting three products. Na2CO3, water plus carbon dioxide, and it has to be balanced because it is Na2CO3. Formation of bleaching powder. See, we have seen those kind of questions, right? Okay, so this element X is liberated. It will react with Y. Some bleaching agent will be formed. Identify X, Y, and Z. Those kind of questions. So generally they will ask you about this bleaching powder. CaOH twice plus Cl2, you will get CaOCl2 plus water. This is how the bleaching powder is formed. Practice. Reaction of amphoteric oxide. We have zinc oxide, aluminum oxide. So Al2O3, they might ask you, okay, give an example of amphoteric oxide. Prove that it is amphoteric in nature. So what you have to do? Make it react with an acid and a base. Write the equation. Right here, Al2O3 plus acid. What are you getting? Salt plus water. Al2O3 plus base. What are you getting? Salt plus water. See here, you won't get AlOH thrice and all that. You will get the hydrogen will be replaced. Here you are getting sodium aluminate. If you use zinc, you will get sodium zincate, not sodium hydroxide, or like zinc hydroxide or aluminum hydroxide. Please don't get confused. Done. Okay. So reaction of metals with water. So when this comes, those which metal will react with cold water, which metal doesn't react with hot water but only with steam, those kind of questions. So you should know that is again depending on the reactivity series. Based on reactivity series, you can answer these kind of questions, but you should know. And calcium, white floats. So or aluminium, iron, zinc, they react only with steam. What happens? Why sodium is not stored in water? All these kind of questions, they are all related to metal plus water only. How do they react? The way they react is different. Okay. So see, potassium plus water, sodium plus water, the heat energy, the huge amount of heat energy will be liberated. It is highly exothermic, and the liberated hydrogen gas catches fire also. But when it comes to calcium, you can see that it is floating. Why? Because the hydrogen molecule will go and stick to the surface of calcium. So these are something which they might ask questions related to this. Next is thermite reaction. So thermite reaction mein we are using aluminium as a reducing agent. So Fe2O3, this is industrially, it's a very, very important reaction where we use it in, to repair the railways thing, or the the broken machine parts. So Fe2O3 plus Al, where Al is acting as a reducing agent and is reducing Fe2O3, that is ferric oxide, to iron, and it is getting oxidized. And of course it's a highly exothermic reaction. Almost the heat energy, the temperature will be around 3000 degrees Celsius. So you will get that molten iron. Combustion of hydrocarbons. So this is a general reaction, okay, because you can take any hydrocarbon plus oxygen. The only two products you will get is carbon dioxide and water. Of course, heat energy will be liberated. So methane, ethane, or even you can take ethanol. What are the products you will get? Carbon dioxide and water. Reaction of carbonates or bicarbonates with acids. Three products मिलेगा आपको: salt, water, carbon dioxide. Because metal carbonates, metal bicarbonates are basic in nature. So acid plus something which is basic in nature, what do you expect? Salt and water. As they are carbonates or bicarbonates, there will be evolution of carbon dioxide gas too. See, Na2CO3, which is a carbonate, this is a bicarbonate. What is happening when you add it to the acid? You are getting same products. NaCl, you won't get NaHCl and all that, it doesn't exist. NaCl plus water plus carbon dioxide gas will be liberated. Next is hydrogenation of alkenes, addition reaction. Yes, the application, the vegetable oil to vanaspati ghee. Here the catalyst is also important. We sometimes use nickel or palladium. It is very, very important. So what is hydrogenation? So you have unsaturated hydrocarbon. So when you are adding hydrogen to it, always in addition reaction you will get only one product, single product मिलेगा आपको. It is carried out in the presence of a catalyst like nickel or palladium. This is what is hydrogenation of alkenes. And even the substitution reaction is also kind of important. Next is oxidation of alcohol. So in the presence of the K2Cr2O7, that is potassium dichromate, acidified potassium dichromate, or alkaline potassium permanganate, the alcohol is being oxidized into acid. So this part I know, the CBSE 10 students, you don't have to study, but you should know. The last one is dehydration of alcohol. So when you add concentrated sulfuric acid to ethanol, concentrated sulfuric acid is acting as a dehydrating agent, that is, it takes away the water molecule and there will be formation of a unsaturated compound. Here we have ethanol, so what will you get? You will get ethene. There will be loss of water, that is what is dehydrating agent, right? Dehydrate, remove water. So concentrated H2SO4 is actually a very good dehydrating agent. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope this was a helpful session, because all together in one session you have all the important reactions. So of course you will be getting the PDF as well. If you liked the session, do let me know in the comment section. Was it helpful? Do you want us to make such videos? Or if you have any ideas, feel free to let me know. Thank you so much. And if you want to take the pro subscription, the link is available in the description and in the pinned comment. Discount के लिए coupon code use करना है. What is that? SURPRO, SURPRO. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share this video with your friends as well. Thank you so much. Take care, people, till we meet again. Happy learning, keep loving chemistry and elementary chemistry by Vedantu. Take care.